Empire of Blood. In the glitzy heart of Miami, where the skyline glistened and the streets thumped to the bass-heavy beats of hip-hop, Marcus King Midas Holloway sat in his towering penthouse. Beneath the glossy exterior of luxury, Midas had earned his name not just through his platinum-selling albums or record-breaking deals, but because everything and everyone he touched turned to gold. His empire, Midas Records, was a colossus, but it wasn't built on talent alone. It was built on blood. Midas had been a hungry kid in the slums of Liberty City, grinding his way up through the underground battle rap circuits. But the industry wasn't fair. He had learned early that it wasn't just talent that won wars, but ruthlessness, and Midas had plenty of that. As his fame grew, so did his need for power. He began using his muscle, both metaphorically and literally, to make sure that no one challenged him. Rivals disappeared. Careers were destroyed overnight. Rumors swirled about his connections to the city's most dangerous figures, but no one dared confront him. Then came Travell, Young Venom Davis. Young Venom was the hottest new artist on the scene, straight out of Atlanta. His debut album, Venomous, was topping every chart, making him the biggest threat to Midas's dominance. Venom's sound was new, fresh, something the streets were hungry for, and that made him a problem. Midas, ever the predator, wanted Venom under his control. He invited the young artist to a lavish dinner at one of Miami's top restaurants, the kind with gold-plated dishes and walls lined with expensive art. Venom showed up, confident and cocky, unaware of the war he was stepping into. "You know, Venom," Midas said, swirling a glass of whiskey in his hand. "You've got something special, real talent. But talent ain't enough in this game. You need someone to guide you, someone who knows the business, and that someone is me." Venom grinned, revealing a set of diamond-encrusted grills. "Appreciate the offer, Midas, but I'm good where I'm at. I got my team. I'm loyal to my people." Midas's smile faltered. His eyes darkened, a flicker of menace lurking beneath the surface. "Loyalty's a funny thing. It can get you killed. You've got potential, Venom, but you don't want to make the wrong enemies." Venom chuckled, his laugh echoing through the quiet restaurant. "You threatening me, old man? I'm not scared of you." That was the last time anyone saw young Venom alive. 3 weeks later, the rap world was rocked by the news of young Venom's mysterious disappearance. The streets buzzed with rumors. Some said he'd gone underground after a deal gone wrong, while others whispered he'd been snatched up by the feds. But those in the know understood what had happened. Midas had taken care of his problem, just like he always did. Behind closed doors, Midas ruled with an iron fist. His enforcers, led by his right-hand man Deshaun "Ghost" Carter, handled his dirty work. Ghost was a silent, shadowy figure, the kind of man who could make a body disappear without a trace. He was Midas's secret weapon, a phantom in the industry who left no evidence behind. But Ghost was growing tired of his role. He had seen too much blood spilled, too many lives destroyed, and his loyalty to Midas was wearing thin. Venom's murder had been the final straw. He had liked the kid. He had seen himself in Venom's hunger, his drive to rise above the streets. Now the guilt gnawed at him like a festering wound. One stormy night, Ghost found himself in Midas's penthouse, looking out over the city. The rain pounded against the glass, drowning out the sounds of the city below. Midas was on the phone, making another deal, his voice cold and calculating. Ghost stared at his boss, the man he had served for years, and felt something inside him snap. "Yo, Midas," Ghost said, his voice low but tense. Midas raised an eyebrow. "What's up?" "I'm out." The room went silent. Midas slowly lowered the phone, his eyes narrowing. "What the hell you mean you're out?" "I mean, I'm done with this. I'm done with you." Midas' laugh was cold, devoid of humor. "Ain't nobody done with me, Ghost. You know how this works. You leave, you're dead." Ghost's hand twitched, instinctively moving toward the gun tucked into his waistband. His eyes locked onto Midas, filled with years of pent-up rage. "Maybe, but I ain't going out without a fight." For a moment, the two men stood frozen, the tension between them crackling like electricity. Then faster than Midas could react, Ghost drew his gun and fired. The bullet hit Midas in the shoulder, spinning him around and sending him crashing into the glass table behind him. Blood pooled on the marble floor. Midas gasped, clutching his shoulder, his eyes wide with shock. You're making a mistake," he wheezed, his voice thick with pain. "You think you can just walk away from this?" Ghost didn't respond. He knew there was no walking away. Midas's empire was too vast, too connected. There would be retribution. But at that moment, Ghost didn't care. He had made his choice. He turned and walked toward the door, leaving the man who had once been his mentor bleeding on the floor. The streets of Miami buzzed with the news of Midas's shooting. He survived, of course. A man like Midas wasn't taken down so easily. But the wound was deeper than just the physical damage. His empire was cracking. Ghost had gone rogue, and now there was blood in the water. In the weeks that followed, Midas launched a ruthless hunt for his former right-hand man. But Ghost had become a ghost for real this time, vanishing into the shadows, leaving no trace behind. The industry was on edge. Midas's enemies were circling, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And in the middle of it all, the legend of young Venom's death loomed large, a haunting reminder of how dangerous the game could be. Midas sat in his penthouse, bandaged and seething. The city stretched out before him, glittering and cold. He had built his empire on blood, and now it was blood that threatened to bring it all crashing down. But one thing was certain. If Midas was going down, he was taking everyone with him. The Empire of Blood would have its final reckoning. The end.